So as we all know, with the buyer representation agreement changing where you have to sign right away, we want to give you some background into a few of our other businesses. This is our ice and water machines, and this is how it works.
All right, so how did you get started in all this?
So it started when I used to own the pool company. We had a bunch of the pool guys, different trucks and vans, and every day the guys were filling up their coolers with ice and water and then Gatorades. And I realized, why are we not just owning the ice machines, or why are we not providing them the ice? So I started seeing the opportunity and talking to the owners around town, and the one we're gonna go to after this became available. And so that's how we started. So here we're gonna collect the change and some of the cash from the water station.
On a typical day, what can you expect?
Yeah, normally we'll expect at least like one jam, depending on where we're at. So we're just dumping the change into the bin. This looks like it actually might be a jam. Nope, so no jam today, so that's good.
And how many machines are in here?
So 3 machines are in here right now. We had one that we're having to work on over here, has had a jam a lot, so we turned it off. So I'm gonna see how it's doing today. And then we'll go out after this and test all the machines. Okay, so that one's still broken. So now we're gonna go run the machines and test everything. So that one's down right now. So, and then it dispenses the bottled water right here. Something's jammed right here. So now I've got to go back in there and reset it.
For anybody wanting to get into this kind of business, what would your biggest advice be for somebody who's a beginner?
Just jump in and do it. For anybody trying to get into the water or ice machines, the biggest thing is to just jump in. You'll learn as you go. We have a couple good techs around Dallas-Fort Worth, and they're really helpful, and we'll work with you along the way. Our tech actually just about 6 months ago retired, so we're doing a lot of the work ourselves now. We've learned, it took about 3 to 5 years to learn this information, but it's all very doable and very trainable. Okay, so if you saw right there, we had a coin sticking out. We had a jam, so I'm gonna go ahead and clean it up. Figure out what's going on.
What's the craziest thing that's happened with this business?
The weirdest thing that ever happened was why we're actually getting all the cameras back working was in the middle of the night. Unfortunately, we got pinged. We have about 5 locks on each machine, and they were with a welding machine drilling through each lock with masks on. And that was the one time we've been broken into in 5 years. It took them about 2 to 3 hours. They drilled through the lock to get about $500. That was quite the doozy. Okay, so if you can see right here, we have a jam. So that's where the jam is. Those quarters right there, it's kind of hard to see, but see it's jammed up. So I've got to get that out. Bailey in the back is putting batteries in all the cameras. We only have to do that about once a year, but it's good to keep an eye on the machine. Sometimes just the bags get jammed or customers need a refund. We just need to make sure they're there so we can get them the right amount of refund. At all the machines on the outsides of each dispenser, we have our cell phones that you can text or call us. And so what we do is we're able to check the cameras, and then on a refund, we just refund them normally through Venmo or Cash App. Or we provide them with, a lot of times it's the same customers that come, so we provide them with like a $5 credit for the water station or ice. Or we just dispense them free water and free ice at that time, and they're normally pretty cool with it.
Are you able to remotely access all that?
We are. So yeah, so we have an app that controls everything, just like everything nowadays. The app, we can dispense, restart all the machinery, dispense free ice, free water, and generally talk to the machines from our iPhones. So for some reason, this machine has been jamming the last few weeks, and we're not 100% why. So part of the ice and water business is there's something always going on. The bill validator had been jammed, and so when I went to go pull the jam out, what happened was it actually came off the wall where it holds it, and you put in the money from the outside. This got loose and snapped, and so we're gonna have a tech come out, re-get us set back up. That's where the dollars go after you get the ice and water. So we'll go from there. This is all part of the business. It's important to know a few good techs. They can work on the vending machines, they can work on the ice and water, and then also the bill validators and coin mechs. Stuff like this happens, on a monthly basis. So people put in coins from Chuck E. Cheese tokens to Russian coins to different type of dollars, non-American dollars, but we only accept 1s and 5s. So it jams it up if we get any of those odd coins and then any non-American dollars. In fact, we've got a couple of Chuck E. Cheese tokens right here. Here's one Chuck E. Cheese one. This is a Russian quarter. And then we've got some other tokens all around. This one here is like a State Fair coin. So now I'm gonna do two things. I'm gonna get all of our cameras put back on, and then I'm gonna get the change out of the ice and water machine over here, and I'm gonna give that to Bailey. A lot of times she'll help load the coin mechs back up while we're here together. So if you're looking to get into the ice machines or maybe water stations, you're roughly looking at around 100K per machine. Something we've done differently at different locations. So at this location, we rent this whole space right here and parking lot. So it's a little bit of a different agreement. Normally those can range from 500 to about 1,500 for the rental of the different areas. At the machine we're gonna go to later this afternoon, we have a completely different agreement. We actually have a revenue share program. So on the ice and water machine, what we do is we share from 25 to 35% of the revenue that comes in on the machine with the car wash owner. So you'll see that later this afternoon. First, second, third. So we bought them all separately. And then we met the landlord and we have a 6-year lease now here, which is really good. You want a 10-year lease, he wouldn't go 10. So we rent this whole plot. And so if we wanted to, like we could put a food truck back there. We could change it up. We're looking at some different ideas. And so then what I'll do right here is, this is really good. I'm gonna give this to Bailey, she'll fill it up. A lot of times these are completely empty. This is really good. I had reset the machine last time I was here to make sure when the coins drop in, it refills back up. It hadn't been working prior. And so now we know it's working, because normally sometimes these are completely empty. So then I'll give the change that's in the bin that overflows. Sometimes for some reason it bounces out, and then I'll give this to Bailey to fill up. She fills this up. If someone puts in a 5 or a 10, it'll dispense their change back. Say they're only getting a bag of ice, which is $2. They'll get all their change back in quarters. If it's empty, then we can't dispense any ice. So here, babe. It's pretty filled up. I had reset it last time, so now it's filling back up on its own. Before I forget, I'm gonna test the machine to make sure it's working. All right, and there you have it. The ice guys. So we're gonna leave that for a customer that comes up in a minute. And then I'm gonna dispense some water. Will you throw me a quarter, babe? Hey, that was nice having it filled up.
Yes.
Much better. I dropped in a quarter. It's gonna bend some water to make sure everything's working good. So there you've got bottled water right there, a quarter per gallon. Much, much cheaper than bottled water. Here's what the inside looks like. So all the ice is stored in there and dispensed from that ice maker right there. So now we're gonna put on some extra bags. So I'm gonna grab those.
On, and we didn't know how to use this little contraption right here that like makes it pretty straightforward for you. These two little contraptions, you gotta check this out. Supposed to help make the bag process easy. And I tried to put too many bags on at one time. It was a windy day. Next thing I know, the bags are everywhere, literally all over the place. I told CJ I wanted to help, and I said, my heart told me yes, but my head told me no. Anyway, we were picking up bags all over the place. It was a complete disaster, but definitely funny nonetheless.
Since then, we've learned how to do it. So the bags are on.
And only so many bags at a time.
And that's how it's supposed to go. All right, so now we've put an additional rack of bags on. We're gonna lock it back up. Okay. Thanks, sweetie. All right, good job. Thank you. It filled right up. And then we're gonna lock back up, and that's the extent of it. So when I was telling you that story earlier, what happened was someone took the time, these two locks, they drilled completely through this, busted it off, took this off, and then got actually drilled all the way through this. It took about 2-3 hours, and then they were able to pop it open, and all they were able to get was, I had been there the night before, so I had all the cash. They got maybe $100 in change, maybe a couple hundred and change for a lot of work and a lot of danger to get in trouble. I don't know if the police caught them or not, but I hope they did. All right, and there's a bag of ice. Instead of paying $4 or so at CVS, $2 for 10 pounds and $3.50 for 20 pounds, so not a bad deal.
How long do those cameras run?
These run for about a year. So all this just happened. Normally everything's pretty clean, but it's a monthly maintenance, so that's what we got.
Do y'all repaint this door a lot?
Yeah, we've repainted it about 20, 30 times at least. So a lot of people ask Bailey and I about entrepreneurship and like, why did you get into real estate? You know, we have the ice and water going, and Bailey's a public speaker, and it's not just about doing one thing. It's nice to have multiple different streams of revenue, and then also just multiple businesses. Sometimes during the winter, the ice or water machines are slow, or generally more ice. During the summer, you know, real estate really takes off. And then sometimes there's slower seasons, like during COVID, real estate was booming, and right now it's still pretty steady, but a little slower than at that time. And having the right partner in life and in business, of course, makes all the difference in the world. Bailey supports me in all my entrepreneurial ventures, and I do the same for her. While she's doing public speaking and some writing, I'm doing different ice machines and other small businesses. One thing we do together though is real estate. We do real estate 100% together. It's the best. So this is our other location, just about 5 minutes from Joe T. Garcia's in Fort Worth, Texas. We actually looked it up. We get about 40 to 50,000 cars a day coming by. The car wash does great business during the week, and especially on the weekends. On the weekends, they even do a bunch of car shows. So they've got a bunch of hot rods, low riders, just a great location for our ice and water machine. Just like the other one, we just have the ice and water machine here today. Over the next few months though, as you can see, we expanded the pergola and added the concrete. We're gonna add another full water station, so 3 to 5 additional water spouts. This location does so much business, we needed more than just the one water we have right here. So right here, we're gonna switch the batteries out on the camera so we can make sure if we have any jams or issues with the machine, we can see what's going on from afar. Here you go, sweets. Here's a screwdriver too. All right, and now we're gonna add some bags on. So each time we visit the machines, we add a full ream of bags, just like the other machine. And then it's actually really cool. So once we load those bags on, I don't know if you'll be able to see, from our phone, we can go to an app. So it's called the Cooler Ice app. We go to each of the machines, and as you can see, we have the front door open on this one. Here's the other location. So we'll add a ream of bags on there. So now we have 493 bags, so we're all set for the week. So everything's run from our phone, so really cool. And so this one's a little bit different. We're gonna have to reprogram it. So this one's completely empty on the coin mech. So we have to fill these up each and every time. Normally we have enough rolled coins to just drop them in the coin mech, but the other one we needed to fill back up. So over the last few times we've ran out of the rolls. So now we got to do one by one. And then this is the bill validator, which just clips back in. All right, now we're gonna see if this works. On the cameras, the batteries died. So we're gonna clip this back in. So now we can view to make sure we don't have any coin jams or something that's going on with the machine. We can kind of get eyes on it before we have to come all the way out. Now we're gonna run a couple of tests on the machine. All right, so far so good. We're gonna test the water and then test one more. There's a lot more to these machines than you'd think. That's what it feels like sometimes. Even Bailey said the other time, or it was my mom that came with me, and you know too, there's a lot that goes to the machines, keeping them up and just maintaining them. All right, so now we're just testing the water to make sure it works. All right, we're good to go. So water's working. So now we're putting the coin mech back in the machine right here. We're gonna run one more test. It said thumbs up. All right, we're just getting all locked back up and closing up shop at this location. If you've made it this far, thanks a lot. We want to show you a little bit what it's like outside of real estate. Now we're gonna lock this up and get out of here. If you've made it this far, please like and subscribe, and we'll see you in the next one.